Right, so I'm Mary Ellen, if you didn't guess already. You know that I work with Evey Schweig, and the two of us do some programs together. We, Evie's in Chicago, I'm here in New Jersey, and unfortunately Evie couldn't be here with us tonight. She had a death in the family, her father, and just got off the plane in Chicago. So we didn't want her to have to worry about this tonight. So what we had planned is for us to talk about our personal stories to better health. So I'll tell you about my story, and we'll have some time for questions. And I'd like this in 2020 to just be a little bit more. If you were on our webinars last year, it was more of just Evie and me talking about a topic. So there wasn't really any back and forth. So for 2020, we'd like there to be a little bit more interaction, and we'd like to get to know you as well as you getting to know us. So just a quick introduction. Evie and I are both certified holistic health coaches with a common passion for educating, guiding, and inspiring people to live their best lives through healthy lifestyle choices. And this TAKE20 program that we do each month is a way to share health topics in a short 20 minutes that will help improve your health. And by participating in this program, we hope to inspire you to take steps to live your best life. And in this and future topics, we'll discuss ways for you to improve your health through eating a healthier diet, upping your physical activity, getting better sleep, and maintaining healthy relationships, even looking at your career and stress management as well. And if you've missed the monthly topics and want to check them out, you can find the recordings on our Facebook group. That's Tips for a Healthy Lifestyle with Evie and Mary Ellen, or on our YouTube channel, TAKE20 Tips. Okay, so Happy New Year, everybody. New Year 2020. So we're hoping to have more interaction, as I said. If you just joined us, you're all on mute right now, and there's a chat box. So if you wanted to ask a question or make a comment, please do so. Okay. So some of you know that Evie and I met 6 years ago in our health coaching program at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, and we're both health coaches. We each have our own health coaching practice, but we do some virtual group health programs together. So I wonder if you know what a health coach is. Anybody want to take a stab at it in the chat box? I'll give it a couple seconds if anybody wants to sort of tell us what they think a health coach is. Even though there are many health coaches and it's a growing field, a lot of people have confusion about what a health coach actually is and how they can help and what their background is too. So I'll just tell you. So from Evie and my perspective, a health coach is a supportive mentor, a wellness authority. We help our clients feel their best through food and lifestyle changes. And each client is unique. So each wellness program is tailored to meet the client's needs. So we're sort of a guide on the side. A lot of our clients come to us for accountability. They sort of know what they have to do, but they want someone to, help them stay accountable and give them the correct information, because there's so much misinformation out there. So I love your comments. Thank you so much. Someone who guides people on how to live healthy. Great. Offer guidance in arriving at optimal health for an individual. Yes. And in my case with food, yeah. And it's not just food, but it's also activity, stress management, relationships, and the like. So thanks so much for trying out the chat box. Let me just tell you from the beginning, my story starts when I was born, right? Just like everybody else's health story. And my doctor told my mom that when I was a baby, I might have a touch of celiac, a touch. I had a bad gut from the beginning. So this is just me telling you a little bit about my health story, and I'd love to hear about other people's health stories too. So that is autoimmune, when the antibodies attack the good cells in the immune system. So when I was 16, I went to my first Weight Watchers meeting, and that's, I've always been interested in food, and I guess that's why I needed Weight Watchers. I thought I was heavier than most girls my age, and I wanted to lose weight, and that started my consistent dieting from high school through my 40s. And my first job at 17 was in a nice restaurant kitchen, upscale. So I saw how seasonal, delicious, whole food from scratch cooking was done then. And, I was working with acidic meats and cheeses, and that's when I got eczema, which is also autoimmune. And I continued to work in restaurants through high school and college, and even after college part-time, not in the kitchen anymore, but I learned a lot about food and how people eat. And then after getting married in the 30s and having my son 20 years ago, I was commuting 3 hours a day for the first 5 years of his life. He was the first one at the childcare center at 7 a.m. and I was commuting the 7:14 train into the city. And he was the last one being picked up at the childcare center, the poor kid. So I finally quit that stress and started working for Weight Watchers in 2005. And during this time, I was eating diet food, low points, whole grain bread, and low fat yogurt with added sugar and lots of aspartame. I had so much pain in my body. It just hurt all the time. And I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, which is also autoimmune. I also had 2 herniated discs and stenosis, arthritis in my back, and I used lots of Advil and ibuprofen, which is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, an NSAID. You might have read about them, and that's just the wrong thing to do. And studies now show how bad that is for your stomach and your liver and kidneys, and can cause high blood pressure and stroke. In 2008, I got the shingles, and that I just know exactly when that was. It was October 2008, just when the financial crash was happening. Remember, too big to fail. My husband worked for AIG. We could not even leave the house. It was crazy. And so broke out with the shingles. And that was also autoimmune related based on a low immune system. So 7 years ago in 2013, I attended the Institute for Integrative Nutrition and became a certified health coach. And through that process, I learned a great deal about my relationship with food. And I healed my joint pain, my gut issues through a whole food diet, no processed diet food, stress management techniques, and just really being true to myself through journaling. And I learned a lot about how to eat intuitively and really listening to my body. So that's my story. I'm so sorry that I had to start from the beginning. Now every day I eat whole food and I move my body and meditate and do yoga, and I'm positive every day. My thoughts used to be 99% negative and now they're 99% positive. So you can train yourself to do that. I'm intuitive, I feel. I'm also true to myself. And if something doesn't sit right, I think about it and decide on an action and take action. So I see that the clock is ticking. So I'm going to just open it up to questions so that you guys have a chance to participate. And so besides the chat box, I'll just unmute everybody and feel free to ask any questions that you have.
Question.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I always thought of oatmeal as being healthy, and I'm trying to eat more of it. But I've noticed lately that after I have oatmeal, I'm so tired, like as if I had eaten white bread with butter.
Yeah. So it might be your portion size. It might be what you're adding to your oatmeal. It's a carbohydrate, so sometimes the grains will make us tired. So if you want to add a little bit of fat, a little bit of protein to your oatmeal and have a smaller amount of the oats. Okay. What do you think about that?
That's I probably do too much of it.
Yeah, like if you just do, I don't know if you do like a half a cup of dried oats, that's probably even too much. Because by the time it's cooked, it's a cup of oats.
I'm
Um,
probably eating 2 cups.
oh yeah, so definitely cut down the oats and add like an equal amount of blueberries, like organic blueberries. I buy the frozen blueberries and just put them in because they're in the freezer all the time. And if you buy them organic off season, they're really expensive.
Mhm.
I know the Whole Foods has probably the best prices of frozen organic fruits.
I try to keep frozen cherries or dried cherries around because they're anti-inflammatory. So I do try to
Absolutely.
put cherries in my oatmeal. Or
Yeah. Blueberries are like a major superfood. Good for you. That's great.
Could she add nuts also?
Yeah, nuts for healthy protein and fat. A couple of walnuts. I usually like to do. You have to watch the portions too, because nuts are high in fat. So if you're watching your weight, um,
Mm,
so I'll usually take like 5 walnuts tops and just break them in half and put them in my oatmeal, and that'll really sustain you even more because the oatmeals is the carbs. But if you pair it with the nuts, which are protein and fat, that'll keep you satisfied through the whole morning. You
mm.
probably won't even need a mid-morning snack at all. And if you do,
I,
have a cup of herbal tea.
okay. I bought the 8 grain bread from Costco, that really thick slices. And even
Uh,
though I'm sure it's not low cal, I find it's really satisfying usually.
okay, yeah, because it's whole grains, even and especially if they're sprouted grains, that's going to be even more satisfying. You have to be careful about bread though, because it is a processed food. Most breads have added sugar, added salt. Um, So you really want to read the ingredient label on the bread. The best is to just use whole grains when you want that, carby, chewy feeling, and do it that way. So if you have, sometimes you just want a piece of bread or a piece of toast. So just try to cut down on the portions a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my husband's not being overboard when he literally measures everything he eats.
Oh yeah. I've seen your husband. He looks
Yes.
great.
He's
he's do
losing on gaining.
he's doing a good job. That takes a lot of discipline. It's probably really annoying seeing him do that every day, but um, next month we're going to be talking about our routines, and that is, the importance of healthy routines. A routine is just something that or a habit, right? Is just something that you do as a matter of habit or routine. And if it's a healthy routine, that can really support your good health for the long term without even worrying or thinking about it. So that's a good routine that he has, and he just does it. So
And the 5 mile walk every day.
it's great. It's great. Yeah. It's just something that he does. It's ingrained into his lifestyle now. So
Yes.
and it doesn't have to be a 5 mile walk. It doesn't have to be measuring everything. It can be, setting a bedtime every day. This is, non-negotiable. I'm going to bed at the same time every day so that I get my 7 to 8 hours. Um, you know, just small things that add up can be routines. So, anybody else?
Any tips on initiating just a healthy program or just getting a healthy mindset going?
Yeah, the mindset, I feel the mindset comes after the behaviors. So, the mindset's the toughest thing.
Yeah.
You can say to yourself, okay, I'm going to, get up at 7 and, before I have to go to work and take my shower, I'm going to do, a 10-minute walk or a 15-minute walk. And then I'm going to start my day. Or, like I said before, set a healthy bedtime, or um, prep your breakfast the night before. So just so that you're starting out with a healthy breakfast. You could do the egg bakes in a muffin tin, or you could, do the overnight oats and make 4 servings at once so that you have them. Whoops.
Oops,
What happened?
I don't know.
Okay. my I don't know. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
We can see you.
All right, good. So my Zoom time might be coming to a close because it's 8:25. So does that help? Just starting a little. Yeah, and just know that the mindset will come. Once you start doing some good habits and start feeling better, then the mindset's going to come. It's just going to be a snowball. So
What do you put in your overnight oats? Water or milk or yogurt or something else?
I would do either water or like almond milk. Dairy is inflammatory, and I just don't do well with dairy, which is something that I learned through my journey. So I would do like an almond milk or water. Yeah. And if you do water, maybe put like a little vanilla in it and some berries, something like that.
Someone else on Facebook said she tried doing it with yogurt and it wasn't working, and I think that's a little thick.
Yeah. So I'd love to continue this conversation. So I'm going to suggest that if you're a member of the Tips for Healthy Eating or Healthy Living with Evey and Mary Ellen, that you ask your questions there. And I'll be on tonight answering the questions. I love the fact that we started a little dialogue, and we're going to continue to do that, even though it's 20 minutes each month. And feel free anytime on the Facebook page, just ask questions, because Evey and I are looking at that page every day. And we are having our sugar cleanse coming up. So that could be something that could motivate you to just, January 20th through January 30th, get off sugar for 10 days. And we'll be doing that through the Tips for Healthy Living with Evey and Mary Ellen Facebook group. So we encourage you to do that. Thank you so much for being on the call tonight, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay, bye.